Hello, 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 and welcome to the Core Dog Experience. We're here at Talk Ohio State Buckeyes. So, if you're feeling what you're hearing, please hit that like button. And of course, if you enjoy Buckeye content in general, please subscribe. Help a brother grow this thing out. Hey, let's jump in right into it. Let's jump into it. We've been waiting all summer long for the Ohio State game season to kick off. It came and went. Wasn't what I was expecting. But hey, a win is a win. And what they say, good thing about being 1-0, got a chance to go 2-0. You got a chance to go 2-0. That's all we can ask for. A lot was going on. A lot was going on in that first game there. First game on the road, conference opponent. Let's start there. On the road, conference opponent. First game on the road, breaking in a lot of new folks and faces, a lot of new pieces, having to mend and gel. And quite honestly, I was expecting just a little bit more, but I ain't too mad about it because of, again, on the road, conference opponent. I know it's Indiana, but still, a conference foe on the road. Their fan base is going to be excited and hyped for the game, and they came ready to play. And we always want to get everyone's best shot. We know that it is what it is. Would I have liked a better score? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'll take it. So let's. So in general, it was an all right game considering the circumstances. But let's just get into it. Kyle McCord. A lot of folks didn't care for how Kyle McCord played. You go along, look at all the sites, comments, social media. Oh my gosh, they were not happy with his play. Me, on the other hand, I thought he did it good. I thought he did all right. At the end, I thought he did good, given the circumstances on the road. I believe it was his second career start. And I'm not mad at how he played. Quite honestly, I thought he did a good job. I thought he checked down when he needed to. He didn't force the ball. And I thought he made good plays throughout the course of the game. He got the team in several third and short situations, which what you want your quarterback to do. We'll talk about third and short situations a little bit later on. But all in all, I thought Kyle McCord had an efficient game. Did he have some bad plays? Yeah, of course. He ain't going to play perfect. He had some bad throws. But all in all, I thought he did really, really well. Room for improvement across the board. Kyle McCord as well. A lot of room for improvement. But hey, when I looked at it, I thought he had a couple bad plays. One play, of course, is the fourth try where his running back got knocked down. It was 4th and 2. Chip got knocked down trying to run his route. What they say, never throw late over the middle. He threw late over the middle. It got intercepted as predictable. It got intercepted. But he wasn't going to make the first down running the ball. It's 4th and 2. He is trying to make a play. So I sort of give him a little leeway on that because his primary receiver got knocked down coming out of the backfield, and he didn't have a secondary receiver in the general vicinity. Hence the throw back across the middle. Hence the interception. So yeah, bad play, but I can understand the circumstances. So I give him a little slack on that one because he wasn't going to run. Indiana was in position to make the tackle before he got to 2 yards. What do you got to lose? Try to get it. Try to throw for it. You got intercepted. At the end of the day, you don't make the first down either way. No harm, no foul. I'll live with that particular thing because it happened on 4th down. Now, if it would have been 1st or 2nd down, now that's a different story because you can run out of bounds, throw the ball away. You live for another down. But this was 4th down. He was trying to get a first down. It is what it is. Indiana was in position. They picked it off. So in that particular interception, I ain't gonna beat him up too much for it because he was trying to get the first down. And I think in his mind and looking at some of the replays, I don't think he thought he was going to get it running the ball. So he threw the ball. Got picked off. It is what it is. I mean, it was a bad, I don't even want to say it was a bad play. He had to try to get the first down. He got picked off. It is what it is. Other than that, he had some erratic throws, but to me, I thought he made a lot of great throws. Picture perfect throws that shows his potential. Let's take a look at one here. One in particular, I thought it may have been his best pass of the game, over the middle to Julian Fleming. Let's take a look. You see here, drops back, excellent footwork. I think it may have been a two-man route, and he threaded the needle in between three defenders. Fleming makes an excellent catch, gets some more extra yards after the run, catch and run. Again, boom, let's take another look. Boom, offensive line gives him time. Excellent read, excellent pass, excellent catch, perfectly executed. And that tells me he has the potential to do some good things. He has the arm strength, just needs the experience. I thought that may have been his best pass of the game. He had a similar pass, a seam route to Kate Stover in the game. And then a lot of folks are knocking him, he didn't throw a TD pass. Well, there should have been a pass interference on Marvin Harrison that they didn't call. And then the other one, Marvin stepped out of bounds. So all in all, I thought he had an efficient game. I think he checked down. He didn't force too many passes. On the one pass he did go deep on, you can say it was a slight overthrow that went through Fleming's hands, but because Harrison was there underneath, but he took the deep route on that one. And what gets me about some of the comments I was reading, folks were getting mad because they said he threw underneath too much. And of course, the one time he goes over the top, well, why didn't he go underneath the Marvin Harrison? So you can't make everybody happy. You're gonna have those folks that no matter what he does or what some folks do, they ain't gonna be happy. But all in all, I thought Kyle McCord had an efficient game. I thought he did. Room for improvement. As far as the game, there's always gonna be room for improvement across the board. So in the passing game, I thought Kyle McCord did good. Now to me, the worst play of the game for Kyle McCord came in the run game. It came in the run game. First of all, he showed a willingness to run in the first half when he took it down and scrambled for 6 yards, getting us into a 3rd and short situation, which again I commend him for, because I ain't gonna even go there. He ran the ball when he needed to run the ball. Wasn't designed play. He was there. He went for it. Now, the worst play for Kyle McCord in this game to me was the called play, was the running play that was called, the quarterback draw on 3rd and goal. Let's take a look. Now you see here, to me, this was his worst play of the game. He's not a runner. We know that. And you can just tell he ain't a runner by just looking at this play. And Gary Downson, he called it out. You heard it in his voice because he sounded like I felt when I saw the replay. I'm like, dude, go right. It's right there. You break off your running back's the back of your blocker. There was no one there to the right. But to me, that was his worst play of the game. He had a walk-in. He could have walked in if he just went right. Swipe right. Go right. Touchdown. Of course, then we had to settle for the field goal. But that'll come with experience. But to me, that was his worst play of the game, just failing to read his block. Now, that's a play Devin Brown might make because he's more comfortable running the ball. Kyle McCord, not so much. He may have to grow into that moving forward. But I thought, to me, that was Kyle McCord's worst play of the game. He had a walk-in for a touchdown, and he cut the wrong way right into the defender. We were just waiting for him. He ran right into what he saw. I would like to know what he saw when he made that cut. But anyway, that's his worst play of the game. I thought passing wise, he did good. Um, he was efficient. Got the team in situations where they could have kept the ball moving in short yardage situations, which is what you want your quarterback to do. So I thought he did good. Um, that brings us to Devin Brown. Now, if y'all looked at some of my previous stuff, I told y'all, first of all, I told you McCourt was going to start. I said he was going to be named the starter, QB1. And I told you Devin Brown may not even play. And I know what Ryan Day said a couple of days ago, but I told it. Go back and look. Go back and look. I said Devin Brown may not even play. And lo and behold, he got in. I actually thought he was going to play more, but I was not surprised, as some folks was, when Devin Brown didn't play. I told you he wasn't going to play. Right? They got to get his team ready for Notre Dame. I thought he was going to give Kyle McCord the most snaps. I thought he was going to give Kyle McCord the benefit of the doubt to go out there and make his mistakes so he can learn from them. And if things went better, if we had a better offensive production in that first half, we probably would have got to see more of Devin Brown. But given some of our woes, which we're going to jump into next, I had a feeling we weren't going to see Devin Brown unless it was a complete blowout. And I was right. Not to toot my own horn, but I just had a feeling how the game played out, we may or may not have seen Devin Brown, and it played out that way. So hopefully next game out, we'll see Devin some. Hopefully they'll have get some stuff worked out, and we'll see Devin Brown and see what he can actually do, because he only got the one series, and they got blown up on this third down thing, which was a theme throughout the course of the day for our Ohio State offense. So let's just get into that. And by the way, please hit that like button if you're feeling what you're hearing so far. Or again, if you just like Buckeye content in general from a different point of view, please subscribe. We're going to be doing this all season long. So please subscribe. So, short yardage situations was a nemesis last year, and it appears it's going to be a nemesis this year if we don't get some stuff worked out. That was the most concerning thing to me coming out of this game. Not the quarterback play, not the defense, not the cornerback play. It was the offensive line, and in particular, short yardage situations, because that's where we got killed last year. And lo and behold, we couldn't do anything in the short yardage situations this year. Let's take a look. And there, folks, is your all-star of the game. He was the best player on the field. Anthony Casey, the middle linebacker for Indiana, he single-handedly destroyed our short yardage game all game long. We get some of those third and shorts, we probably score way more than we probably beat the spread. But this one man alone kept destroying us on short yardage situations. Like I said, Kyle McCord got us in situations, third and short, which what you want. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. This brother, he just kept blowing it up. I get the first time he gets through, all right, good play, defense, good play for Indiana. The second time, it's like, okay, we'll get him next time. But the 3rd, 4th, 5th, did we block him? I don't think we blocked him yet. He was in the backfield every time on those short yardage situations, and I just couldn't get it. I didn't understand it. And it didn't matter who was in there. Henderson was getting blown up. Mayan, you saw Mayan get stopped. Devin Brown our short yardage situations that's just one thing coming out of that game. That's what needs to be worked on immediately. So again, Justin Fry, I don't know what blocking schemes you were doing or weren't doing, where the middle linebacker was just running free the whole game. He was running free the whole game. He was in the backfield more than our running backs. I swear, I just like, what's going on here? We cannot block this dude. But so it's a short yardage situation. That's what they need to go back on and see what they were or were not doing, where the middle linebacker was literally running free the whole game and blew up our offense the whole game, because those are drives that you should be able to keep going, and which would lead obviously to more points. 2 and 12. 2 for 12 on third down situations. A lot of them were 3rd and 5 or shorter, and we couldn't make it. 2 for 12, third down. Did y'all hear me? 2 for 12 on third down. 3rd and 5 or less for the vast majority of those situations, and we couldn't do it, all because basically one person kept blowing it up in the backfield. And of course, people were getting mad at Henderson. Henderson Henderson this, Henderson that. Well, he can't do nothing with guys hitting him 2 yards in the backfield as soon as he get the ball. So you have people commenting, get Chip in there, because Chip had a good game. Trey Young had a good game. But pitch him, he better than Trevion. Like, he had a good game, but I ain't going to go so far as to say he's better than Trevion. I still Trevion's more explosive, has more speed, and knock on Trevion for some reason was he can't make the cuts. He's just a straight ahead runner and he falls down easy. But there's like several situations throughout that game where Trevion looked like the Trevion from a couple years ago when he had one of the better rushing seasons in Ohio State history. That's who I saw yesterday when he was given room to run and the middle linebacker wasn't blowing him up 2 yards in the backfield. Got a nice long run here. And then again, the play leading up to McCord's disastrous quarterback draw. But he had a nice run here to get us down to the 2 yard line. Again, nice cuts in the hole, not a lot of space. He made some guys miss, and he got down there to the 2 yard line. And of course, you know what McCord did on the quarterback draw. And before I move on, one last thing about that quarterback draw. What I liked about it was that they called it. They called the quarterback draw. They ain't calling that play last year. They don't call that play last year. They called it this year, which I like. They called the play. The execution was bad, and that's all on the quarterback. He went the wrong way. Go right. He went left. Go right. But anyway, thing about Trevion, I think he's back. He's healthy. All our running backs look good. They all look good. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. I think the running back committee, especially on the college level, if I'm a running back, in this day and age, I want a running back by committee. I don't want to be the workhorse. I want to save my body for the NFL, knowing how they're doing the NFL running backs now. I'm saving my body as much as possible for the NFL. NIL deals aside, give me that NFL contract. Let me preserve my body some, get some other running backs in there, so I'm not trying to be the workhorse in college anymore. I'm just not. Most running backs, their value in the NFL has gone down slightly, and I'm not wearing and tearing my body up for college if I'm a running back. So if I'm Trevion Henderson, I'm grateful that Chip is there. I'm grateful that Mayan is there so I don't have to carry the workload. Do I want to get my yards? Yeah, but I'm grateful I don't have to be the workhorse. They got beat up last year. Trevion injury all last year. Mayan injury all last year. I ain't mad about the running back by committee approach. I think it'll serve them well here in college and future, and hopefully if they have NFL aspirations, it'll serve them well there as well, because they're not going to be as beat up. It may lend to their longevity in the NFL should they be fortunate enough to get there. But like I said, Trevion to me had a good day. We saw what Chip could do. He made some really good runs. And then Mayan came in and closed the deal on several occasions at the goal line. I three-headed monster approach. Like when you line them up, everyone's been talking about Michigan's running game with Quorum and Donovan Edwards. Some other the running back rooms throughout the country. I would take this room and pit it up against those rooms in a heartbeat because we still haven't talked about Dylan Hayden or Evan Pryor, who's back. Then if you want to, just throw Xavier Johnson back there as well. I mean, our running back room is as good as anybody's moving forward. O-line. Speaking of some work to do. Mixed. We talked about the short yardage stuff. I don't know if that's blocking scheme or they just flat out missing blocks or the dude is just that good that he was beating the blocks. But you saw he was coming untouched. So I don't know if that's scheme or someone's just missing something, missed assignments. I don't know. But in the short running game, we were bad. Got a little bit better in the second half. But overall, the run game, that's the most area for improvement. Similar to last year, our running game, once we get our running game going, I think first year starters, first time starter for a lot of these guys, so they got to gel as a unit. So that's something they can go back and work on and how to pick up these blitz and schemes and where these guys are just not running free, destroying our running backs in the backfield. But the passing game, I thought McCord had time to pass. He wasn't rushed too often. And I thought in that aspect, the offensive line did a good job. All in all, given how poor we were on the short yardage situations, C-, you could almost go D because that was bad. But the passing, they did good in the passing game. I don't think McCord, was he sacked? I'm not sure if he got sacked at all. So mixed bag there with our offensive line. Still some work for them to do. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. Next couple games, they got some lesser opponents. You would think they could really work on that and improve in that situation. So we'll see. But they gotta get better on third down efficiency. 2 for 12 is not going to cut it at all. And a lot of those were running play that got stuffed in the backfield. So, Justin, work on that. Stop letting that linebacker come through free. he destroyed our offense on the short yardage stuff. So, on and off for the offense, the passing game could have been better, but I think he was trying to establish the running game. And I was, quite frankly, honestly, to see Ryan Day be as patient as he was in the passing game, because he likes to throw the ball, but he had a good mix between run and pass. So that was good to see. He didn't go overboard with the passing. I don't know if he's trying to ease Kyle into it. So we'll see. But we're going to need to get more production, of course, out of Marvin Harrison and Ibuka. Fleming may have had the best day out of all the receivers. So people want to sleep on Fleming when you talk about that receiver room. Again, we're deep there. And then Cade Stover, he had a great game. So folks are going to take away our receivers. Cade's there to step up, and we'll see how that plays out. But I think as Kyle McCord gets more comfortable, I still think he's going to be your starter moving forward, and the passing game gets more comfortable, I think, again, he's going to do well. And a lot of stuff folks are saying about, remember, C.J. Stroud started on the road at Minnesota, didn't do so well, and look where C.J. Stroud ended up at the end of the season. He was in New York for the Heisman ceremony. Not going to say that's going to happen with Kyle, but I'm just saying it could happen with Kyle. One game, first year on the road, conference opponent, didn't go well. We'll see how it plays out moving forward as he gets more comfortable. Because a lot of folks that were calling for McCord to start back then in Minnesota are the same folks that want Devin Brown to start now. And someone even said put Lincoln in there. You can't be. I ain't making this up. Well, if you ain't got two quarterbacks, if you ain't confident in Devin Brown, as bad as Kyle McCord played, he didn't play bad, then put Lincoln in there. It's like, anyway. That's the offense. Offense got room to improve. We know that. We see it, and we thought didn't happen. Didn't nothing happen in that game that said the world is falling apart. I thought the offense was efficient. They did what they needed to do. Some stuff to work on, yes. Short yardage situation, work on it. I'm glad we don't have to pay Casey again this year, but got some work to do. Defense, that's okay. Jim, like I said, coming in, I want to see what Jim knows can do with the defense. And I know it's Indiana, but still, it's a Big Ten foe on the road in their environment, and our defense looked good. It looked good. I don't care. They look good. They gave up less than 100 yards passing and less than 100 yards rushing. They held them to 153 total yards offense. 2.8 yards per play. You can't get much more dominant than that. And still folks are mad. They ain't get to the quarterback enough. They ain't sacked the quarterback. The rushman ain't there yet. Yeah, your comments. They wanted more sacks. Indiana, they ran the option for the most part. They're not a throwing team. They were breaking in two young quarterbacks, and they didn't put their young men in those situations where they're dropping back. When they drop back, quick passes, quick releases. You're not going to get a bunch of sacks when you're running the option and you're doing quick throws like that because you know you can't block the line. And they got pressure after pressure on the quarterback. He was able to scramble around and get the ball out, but they want sacks. We ain't getting no sacks. You gave up less than 200 yards total offense. You only gave up 3 points, and they had to work for those 3 points. If we had been more efficient on third down, they may not even gotten those 3 points. So I thought our defense looked really well. I thought our secondary played really well. Denzel Burke, he just might be back because he had some great coverage, some couple pass breakups. Sonny Styles, he looked apart, looked good. Our safeties looked good. Proctor came up, made some good hits on the option plays. So we'll see. Yes, it was Indiana. They got some tune-up games to get ready for Notre Dame because their quarter Hartman looked good. Notre Dame's that's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a game, and they got a couple games now to fine-tune some stuff, both offensively and defensively. But I think all in all, the defense looked good. All in 23-3. It's not this. I saw the 30-point spread. I thought that might have been a bit high in how it played out. We could have had some things broken our way, but it is what it is. But then you have folks wanting to compare what Ohio State did to what some of the other top teams are doing, and I was like trying to point out, okay, you can't compare what Ohio State did score-wise because you got Alabama playing an FCS school at home, got Georgia playing an FCS school at home, got all the other top teams playing FCS schools at home. Michigan, they played East Carolina at home and only won 30-3. So I'm just saying, we played a conference opponent on the road, 23-3, breaking in some new pieces and parts. So I don't think you can't compare. It's like comparing apples and oranges. You can't do that just yet. Let's get a couple weeks in and seed in what it looks like when we get to play some lesser opponents. If it's a 23-3 score next week, then yeah. All right, then we got some stuff to talk about. But right now, week one, I'm willing to relax and let them work on some stuff because I think there is some stuff to be worked on. Well, I think one thing that's going to come into play that Indiana used to their advantage was the new clock rules, and I think that might be bigger moving on throughout the season. The new big rule now is that last year every first down the clock stopped until the offense ran the next play. This year it's going to be a running clock until the last 2 minutes of the second quarter and fourth quarter. Everything in between, the clock is running even on first downs. That's going to be a big. You're probably going to eliminate least 10 to 12 plays per game, if not more. Especially if you have a team that's going to go into slow down mode. I think Indiana did that to limit the possessions that Ohio State was going to get, and then of course they got exasperated because we couldn't pick up a first down on third and short. So that clock's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for the rest of this year, and if it stays in, because they're doing it for safety rules, limit less plays, less chance for injuries, which I get. So I ain't gonna, anything for safety stuff for the most part, I'm cool with. But but they milk the clock, and they use the clock to their advantage, so not having the clock stop every time you get a first down. So I think that's going to maybe cut down on some of the explosive offensive you see. So we'll see how that plays out, especially if you cannot get first downs and you're punting the ball and you got the other team. Because I think in the end that they used the clock well, except for the end of that first half, which the booth counted out when they went for it on fourth and 4 at their own 40 and gave Ohio State the chance to go down and kick that field goal going into halftime. Other than that, Tom Allen did a good job using that clock to their advantage in the new rules for the clock. So it's going to see how that plays out moving forward. Hate to bring it up, because targeting rule has not been kind to Ohio State in the last couple years. And again, it came to me, Carnell Tate, down by the goal line. If that's not helmet to helmet, with you leading with your helmet, again, I don't know what targeting is anymore. I thought I knew. Even the announcer said it looked like targeted to them, but they ain't even throw the flag. they ain't even throw the flag on that one. And I know the booth can look at it regardless, but they didn't chime down. They didn't throw the flag, and it was like, but they flew the flag on Davison, even though he clearly hit the guy in the body when the guy was going down. But that's going to cost some teams some game sometime during this course of the season. And targeting has not been kind to Ohio State either. It just hasn't been kind, and I'll just leave it at that. And I'll just leave it at that. Again, talking about some of this stuff and moving forward. I wanted to talk. I mentioned talking about prime time, and I said if we had the chance to do realignment, I think we should go out and get Utah and Colorado. And then Colorado, they go out and they hire prime time, which I thought was a good time for Deion to be coming into the thing, because they're going into the Big 12 now. But I had mentioned before, I don't know if Deion can actually coach. He did it at the smaller school at Jackson State, but I was like, I don't know if he can coach. Shut me up. I mean, at least for one game. He went out and did something that Michigan couldn't do. So that makes it extra fun. He went out, he beat TCU at TCU, and he beat them his way. So I hats off to Pride, because I was wondering if he could coach, and the jury's still out, because it's TCU, and we know they ain't got no defense, and apparently they ain't gonna have a defense again this year, because they couldn't stop Colorado for nothing. We knew they were going to be good at the skill positions, but to see what he did to TCU and what Michigan couldn't do, I put a smile on my face. This is the team Michigan lost. That Deion come and beat them on their first time. I just thought I'd just throw that out there. I don't know, it might just be the Big 12 in general, because they had a terrible day. TCU lost, Texas Tech lost to Wyoming, and Baylor lost to Texas State. So the Big 12, I don't know. Y'all bringing all those new teams in they made. I don't know. It was not a good day for the Big 12, and then we have Purdue fall in line and get beat by Fresno State. But that's what's fun about college. You never know what's going to happen. Was it good? And stuff. So interesting week one. Was I looking for a bit more scoring from our Buckeyes? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm not mad, Kyle McCord did a good job. He was efficient. I said he had the two really bad plays. The really one really bad play, and that was in the running game. We could have swiped left, right instead of left. But other than that, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him. Some stuff to work on for next week. Short yardage, short yardage, short yardage. Get that middle linebacker blocked, and hopefully we can see Devin Brown some next week and see what he can actually do, because he didn't get an opportunity this game. But if it's close again, we may not see him again. I'm just saying. But I told you it was Kyle McCord was going to be the starter. We'll see. But again, tell me, put it down there in your comments what you thought about the game, what they need to work on. Is it just a short yardage situation? Are you happy or mad about the Devin Brown situation? Are you happy that McCord got the bulk of the reps, or are you one of those Devin Brown fans that think Devin should be in the game? Hit me up in the comments. Let me hear what you have to think about it. Trevion Henderson, should Chip be getting more playing time, or do you like the way they utilize the running game? Just the offense in general, what would you do differently with the offense? Throw the ball more? Because Becca and Harrison, they failed to crack 100 yards between them. I'm just saying. So, be interested to see what some of you have to say. Are you in conjunction or in line with some of the stuff I've been reading on some of the other platforms, in particular about the offense, in particular about Kyle McCord? So, again, if you're feeling what you're hearing, please hit that like button. Please hit the notification button. Please subscribe. Just do whatever you need to do, so when I put out my stuff, that you can get first dibs and start checking in on a brother and help me build this up. So again, until next time, thank you for stopping by. OHIO, go Bucks.